Damn, Jack, you look different this week. All right. I always mess up the beginning of that song. So here we are. Geek Spot News on a Monday night. We're back after a bunch of we're on, we're off, we're on, we're off. Tonight, Jack is a little busy doing some family stuff. He's got some music, some choir stuff going on with his kids. And instead of doing a solo show, I brought Dom in from the Ace Avenue, very long-time supporter from the beginning, and just an all-around great guy. Make sure that you subscribe and like to both Geek Spot News and Ace Avenue. Dom will get all his plugs in too. But thank you everybody for jumping in again on a Monday night. How you doing, Dom?
I'm doing good, man. I'm gonna do my best Jack impersonation and talk about the intro song. How you had that a little bit long.
Oh, he says I cut it off short all the time.
Well, that one was like it was like doubled up on that one, man.
It's
But I'm doing.
It's only
Okay.
a 30-second song. Hey, Charles, how you doing, buddy?
It's only a matter of time before you guys actually have to have like a live band going off with it. Dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? I'd rock with that.
That's actually from a band that Jack used to be in, like long time ago. That the singer gave us permission to use that song.
Nice. But I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on again. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, like you had said, long-term supporter of Geek Spot News. I wholeheartedly rock with you guys. You guys are one of the best channels that I associate with, man. And I appreciate you for having me on.
I was looking forward to this. I was last week we were going to do one, and something came up here, and I'm glad that we got a chance to do it. I thought Jack was only gone for 2 weeks. Turns out he's gone for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So Jack will be back next week as long as another emergency doesn't crop up on my end. The first thing I wanted to get out of the way, I am a huge video game guy, and I have been, and my youngest son has been. Well, he's 21, so I don't know how young that is, right? eagerly awaiting the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer that was supposed to be released at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. A couple of leaks sprang out tonight, and Rockstar just said, fuck it, let's just throw it out there now. And they released the trailer earlier, and Dom, you just watched it right before we went on. I watched it about 5 or 10 minutes before we went on. The character models in this trailer, it's cinematic movie like the detail is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It looks good. As soon as it cuts on, it feels like a movie. And video games have just taken a leap. Speaking of video games, where are you at on the Spider-Man? Have you
no. Call of Duty Zombies has taken over my life.
Oh, well, since you're into zombie now, you might as well start watching The Walking Dead.
Dude, that was coming. This game isn't being released until 2025, so we have over a year to wait. Most likely it's going to release at the end of their next financial quarter or that financial quarter, which ends for Rockstar March 2025. It's taken us back to Vice City. There's all kinds of rumors that characters from every other Grand Theft Auto is going to appear. Now, I've played every single one over and over again, at least 2 or 3 times. It's like my Friday Night Lights. It's like my TV show. I will replay them over and over again. Do you keep up with the games?
The last one, not really. I mean, I watched the reels on Instagram and stuff like that of people playing Grand Theft Auto and all the mods. But the last Grand Theft Auto I think I played was San Andreas. Damn. So that was like so long ago. But it was that was a good one. So.
Dude, that was a great game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So that was definitely the last one I played. But they're solid games, man. They're very trendy, and as people that are content creators that do video games, that's like one of the main games that's pushed out there just because of how fun it is. So I'm assuming you're going to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy it. Depending on what my setup looks like, I might even stream that one.
Mm-hmm. Nice. You should. I think you should. That'd be dope.
Danny, if they did Ray Liotta, I would if they did an AI version of Ray Liotta, I'm okay with that because it's in a video game, just not in real life. You know what I mean?
Which one was the one that was based off of Scarface? Wasn't that was Vice
That
City?
that was Vice City.
Yeah.
That was a P. I played that on the PS3, I think, or 4, and I had Ray Liotta as the voice actor of the main character, Tommy Vercetti.
Hmm.
Still one of my all-time favorite Grand Theft Auto games. The soundtrack was set in the 80s, so it was an 80s soundtrack.
Hmm.
Absolutely awesome. All my favorite music in that, even got Africa,
Yeah.
my
Okay.
favorite song.
Yeah, like I said, they're very trendy. They're very trendy video games. But like I said, when you told me to watch it, and a easily digestible watch on top of that, and sucks
Yeah.
that people are leaking it because you know, can't hold
Well,
anything secret nowadays.
no, because just before that leaked, I saw an article that somebody leaked it on Twitter, and it immediately got pulled, and the account got banned right away, or
Hmm.
X, or whatever the hell it's called now.
Yeah, but once it's out there, it's out there. It doesn't matter.
So that Rockstar was they had a big event scheduled for 9 a.m. tomorrow. There was a countdown clock, and Rockstar was just like, "Nah, forget it. We'll just release it now. May as well get it out of the way."
yeah, somebody's getting fired.
Yeah, oh, definitely. We'll probably get at least 8 trailers before that is actually released. And a
Hmm.
lot of the leaks that I had been reading all along are in the game. It looks like it's dual protagonists. There's a male and a female, both released from prison. Um, and it looks awesome. For me, it looks awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Uh, right now, I'm like I said, I'm hooked on Call of Duty Zombies. It's been the most fun thing I've played aside from Spider-Man, which I actually will get back to.
mm,
Probably this week. My friend that I play Call of Duty with is off Sundays, Mondays, and so he goes back to work tomorrow. So I'll play tomorrow night. I'll play Spider-Man.
nice. I actually because I've beaten it already,
Yeah.
platinum trophy and everything. I'm just going through again on playing it again through ultimate mode just because of how fun it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fun video game on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just play MLB The Show and a little bit of Rocket League, but besides that, when you want to play some video games, give yourself a time break from the channel stuff. So it's like, let me go ahead and just play some Spider-Man and swing around the city and kick some people's asses.
I I am a bigger fan of MLB The Show than I am of like Madden.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
used to
Madden's repetitive and it's the same shit every year. It's like an iPhone.
right, and MLB The Show gives you a lot more stuff. Like when I used to play it, I used to never touch the Diamond Dynasty. I used to just do the create a player and try and
Mhm.
get to the majors. And back in the day, it was really easy to create a pitcher and get to the Phillies easy.
Yeah.
But
Well, now no pitcher wants to get to the Phillies, so
they're going to make a signing. They're going to make a big
yeah.
signing.
Oh, speaking of Philadelphia teams, so it was a rough one for you yesterday, huh?
For what?
Yeah,
What happened yesterday?
yeah, yeah. All Philadelphia fans are like
What
that.
hap-
I don't know what happened yesterday. There was no football game on.
what happened was
Yeah,
the defense decided to just let Brock Purdy do whatever the hell he wanted.
yeah. It's 6 straight possessions with a touchdown. That's crazy.
Crazy. And
So,
look, and I'm not just saying this. I said this at work. I told a couple of people at work they're going to lose one of the next 2 games. It was either
mhm,
San Francisco or Dallas. Now, hopefully, we don't come out of Dallas with a loss and we stay up at the top where we belong.
mhm,
I don't think they're going to have any problem with Dallas. I think this was the punch in the mouth that they needed,
mhm.
and hopefully, this gets everything back on track.
Yeah. Well, San Francisco's legit. They've beat the shit
Oh,
out of
absolutely,
2 top
absolutely.
teams in the NFC, so they're legit. So,
Not like Dallas, where they beat the teams with the losing record.
oh yeah. So,
Don't worry, Danny. I'm not staying on football too long. I got a couple of little news bites. Um, it seems like Disney's always in the news.
mhm,
It seems like Bob Iger just can't shut his mouth, and he. So now he said that Disney's made too many sequels, and he says, "I think I don't want to apologize for making sequels. Some of them have done extraordinarily well, and they've been good films too. I think there has to be a reason to make it beyond commerce. You have to have a good story, and we have made too many. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean we're not going to continue to make them." So in one sentence, he basically says, "We're making too many sequels, but we're
we're
not
not
going
gonna
to stop
stop.
making sequels."
Yeah. It just depends, man. Like, sequels can be kind of tricky. Well, we know from back in the old days where the second movie was kind of always like the weakest, you know what I'm saying, of the bunch.
Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like, it's really hard. It just depends on what you're making the sequel of, in my opinion. Like, it's it really just depends on what it is. Like the books, if you're just gonna go off books and stuff like that, I'll go all in on it. But if
Right.
you're just gonna make a sequel for the sake of making a sequel, it just seems like a cash grab. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how I feel about the Creed movie that's coming out, and at a certain point, unless it moves or like or Fast and Furious movies, unless it continues to move a story along, it just seems like a money grab. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. There's very few sequels that become better than the original.
mhm,
Star Trek 2, night and day better than the original Star Trek.
mhm.
And Empire Strikes Back wasn't better than Star Wars, but is one of the best second movies of a franchise to come out, in my opinion, ever.
Mhm.
Eh,
So what's your best sequel? Like best sequel movie?
Best sequel? I mean, The Empire Strikes Back and Wrath of Khan are right up there, and I mean the original Wrath of Khan, Ricardo Montalban,
Mhm.
not that crap that they put out with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mhm.
It was an awful, awful, awful Wrath of Khan.
Mhm.
Um, Superman 2 was really, really good. I mean, Superman 2 was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like OG Superman, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, I'm looking down the list of all the sequels out
Back
here,
to
and
the
I'm just
Future
like,
2 was good.
Back to the Future 2 was good. What about The Matrix Reloaded? Did you
No.
fuck with that? It
I mean,
was not as good as the first
I
one. It
watched
really
it because
wasn't.
I watched it because I had to watch it
Mhm.
but no.
Oh,
And again, back
mhm.
then with even with Back to the Future and Star Trek and Star Wars, there was no internet to spoil that shit. So
Yeah, of course.
when Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father," there was no leak.
Yeah, of
That
course.
was a what the F moment.
Exactly. Another good sequel, Terminator 2, was better than the first
Terminator
Terminator, in my
2 was
opinion.
absolutely
That
better. Yes.
Yeah, that had a lot of good moments.
Oh
So,
my god, yeah.
but yeah, anybody else in the comment section, drop, what your favorite sequels are. We would love to hear it. So
Please. I remember I went to Comic-Con, at, uh
Charles said Hellboy, the Golden Army.
I never saw any of the Hellboys, so
Ah,
I don't know if that's good or not.
was that better than like it depends, Charles. Do you think that is a good sequel, or are you saying it's better than the first one? Because it had moments, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best sequels up there. So
Um, I never saw the Hellboy movies.
mhm.
Um, I'm trying to think without Googling anything, because if I Google anything right now, my computer's gonna just go, "Nah, we're good."
Yeah.
Um, Godfather 2 was really good.
What about Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Um, Die Hard with a Vengeance is I I don't know. It's hard to top the first one. The second one was okay.
Mhm.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, that was the airplane one, right? That
It's been a while. I was never really
I was
into
a
the
big
Die
Die
Hard
Hard
franchise.
fan. Um,
Um, the older ones, yeah, but yeah, never really was super big into the Die Hard movies. So,
yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance was this. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't that bad. That's Die Hard with a Vengeance was the one with Jeremy Irons. I love Jeremy
mhm,
Irons.
yeah,
There was one before that. Uh, I think, yeah, Die Hard 2. Actually,
mhm,
it's the one before that. That was good. Yeah, no, that's not too bad. Before I go back to the news, I watched the documentary. I don't watch a ton of documentaries. Underworld 2.
that
Okay.
was good. Yeah,
Okay.
well, all of them outside of the prequel were good. So, yeah, those were really solid movies, and obviously Kate Beckinsale is,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Even if she is a little nutty on Instagram sometimes.
it's okay. She's
I don't
cat
mind.
crazy. I
I don't
see her on
mind.
Instagram. Yeah.
I don't mind. I watched a documentary, and I don't watch a ton of documentaries. I watched the Milli Vanilli documentary.
Okay.
This came out.
Hmm.
I highly, 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 highly recommend this.
What's it on?
I think it's on Paramount, but I did
Okay.
not watch it on Paramount. I watched it on a different channel.
Hmm.
My brother-in-law has a Plex server, and I watched it there.
Hmm.
Um, it's fascinating to see how these two men got taken advantage of, and how the stuff that they're crucified for back then is basically what's the normal now.
Hmm.
and not singing your own stuff. I mean, not to that extent, but the backing tracks and all that stuff like that. It's just it's crazy. And the one guy, Fabrice, at now doesn't sing bad at all. They had
Hmm.
him sing. He was doing a little bit of a concert at the very end of it. He sounded great. But if you get a chance, absolutely watch. It was a great, 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 great watch.
Yeah, seems like a good watch. Definitely, I'll check it out on Paramount.
I
As
still
far as me, what I was kind of watching this weekend, I saw the new Godzilla movie,
the
the
the one with the
minus
trailers just
Godzilla
coming out?
-1, the Japanese one.
Okay. How's that?
Let me tell you this. As somebody who is not a Godzilla fan by no stretch of the imagination, nor do I pretend to be one, this one was actually really, really solid. Like it's a movie that's kind of based off of, I'm saying, World War II, which a cool
Right.
thing that some people were talking about online is if you watch this to a sequel to Oppenheimer, this would be dope as hell because like it's around World War II, so it's around the time that the atomic bomb went off,
Right.
and you watch this as a sequel. You know what I'm saying? But overall, it was a solid movie. What this movie did that the other ones lacked, in my opinion, it was good storytelling, great
Okay.
character building, and then it had Godzilla in it. It
Okay.
wasn't just monsters
Right.
squaring off, humans running around, panning in on destruction type stuff. It was great storytelling, and it actually had a lot of heart in it as well because it was based on this, kamikaze pilot that didn't go through with it, and then Godzilla kind of appears. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? And then Godzilla kind of appears, and throughout this guy's entire life, it's just about basically like rebuilding around the atomic bomb that went off, and Godzilla just continues to pop up and it's just continuously a problem. But overall, like I said, it's somebody. This what I would say would be a perfect movie for people that aren't Godzilla fans. Like
Okay.
it's something that you could definitely enjoy, and I recommend it.
Is it in a guy in a Godzilla rubber suit like Blade
No,
back in the day?
the CGI lacked a little bit because it had a small budget. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It had a budget of about 15 million, I believe.
Okay.
And Hollywood should actually take notes of you can make good stuff, and as long as you have good storytelling and good character building, you can make good stuff on a small budget.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And Charles said that the George Romero Resident Evil documentary is coming soon.
Hmm.
I'd watch something like that. I'm not big into the horror movie stuff, but something like that sounds like something I'd watch.
Hmm.
Um, Timothy Chalamet's Willy Wonka movie's coming out, and I didn't know that they cast Hugh Jackman as the Oompa Loompa.
I'm interested to see that movie. I think it's going to be solid. And
I I'm interested in that, but like, uh, why would you cast Hugh Jackman? Basically,
no,
what it
it's Hugh Grant. Hugh
I'm
Grant.
sorry, Hugh Grant. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I have Deadpool on the head,
yeah,
on the brain.
yeah.
Hugh Grant. I'm sorry. It is
Hmm.
Hugh Grant. Even that's worse than
Hmm.
Hugh Jackman. But basically, ended up saying it ended up being just his head and like
Hmm.
an animated or animatron. What did he say? Animatronic. He said, it was uh, yeah, whatever he did with his body was terrible. It's all been replaced with an animator.
Hmm.
The dance sequence is done by an animator instead of it being him. He said, "Yo, dance sequences are supposed to be fun." The thing that I found the funniest was at the end. He says, "I slightly hate making films, but I have lots of children and need money."
At least he's being honest.
I mean, it's maybe the most honest Hollywood quote I think I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
But I am excited to see that one.
I'll see that.
Yeah.
It's like a prequel, but I don't know if they're connected. I didn't read to see if like maybe that like does this connect to the Gene Wilder version? Does it
Hmm.
connect to the Johnny Depp version?
Hmm.
Um,
The early reviews have said that Timothy Chalamet has been amazing in it. So you know,
he's good. Now that Dune's back on track, I'll actually watch Dune
hmm
so that I'll watch Dune closer to when Dune 2 comes out. So
hmm
I'm not waiting for it like everybody else that saw the first Dune and it's like when's the next one coming out?
yeah, I wasn't really feeling the first Dune movie. It just wasn't my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But Timothy Chalamet seems like you know how actors go through that where they're it right now. It just
Yep.
seems like he's it right now. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So this
I
is
tr
his time to shine.
I tried reading a book when I was in high school.
Hmm.
Nope. That book's like this.
Yeah.
It's a thick, and I didn't like the original movie either. It bored me.
Hmm.
Last of Us season 2 is going to start filming February 12th, and it should be done filming by January 2025. So that's almost a year of filming and getting it ready for a possible August 2025 release.
Oof.
So I'm gonna have to pause Grand Theft Auto to watch to watch The Last of Us.
Hmm.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah, my beard's gonna be as gray as yours by the time all this stuff comes out.
Dude, when I get to the Marvel stuff, I'm gonna be like 60 when some of this shit comes out. It's depressing. The next TV show I have on my list,
Mhm.
the next one that I actually have on my list that I'm gonna watch is Reacher. Have you messed with Reacher yet?
Nah, that's not on my list. But I hear decent things. But okay, so that's you got a lot. You got a
I
long
know,
list. You
I
got
know.
a long list.
I'm
So
cherry picking shit, and I think Reacher. It's either gonna be Reacher or Jack Ryan.
hmm.
I'm gonna stick with Amazon right now. Reacher season 3 was greenlit.
Hmm.
Season 2's just coming out.
Hmm.
Because I'm staying in the Amazon wheelhouse right now because I'm watching Upload, which if you've never watched Upload, it's a really fun show.
Okay.
They're short, quick episodes, and they're funny, and there's a little bit of heart to it and all that. Um, but before I go into the Marvel stuff, there was a bunch of trailers that dropped
Hmm.
in Brazil at CCXP. So it's the first major event to come out after the strike. And we got this is what I thought you were talking about, but we got Godzilla X Kong the New Empire.
No, that's a different one. I don't even think they tie in because it's
No, I don't think so.
yeah. I think that one falls into the monster verse
Yeah, I
that they're
think so
trying to
too.
do. So I mean, I didn't get to see the trailer because, like I said, I'm not a big Godzilla fan, but I have seen the pictures and I saw Kong running around with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
Yeah, what did he rob Thanos? Like
I
yeah.
I used to be a Godzilla fan when I was a kid. I also liked Kiss when I was a kid too,
Hmm.
so that tells you a lot.
Well, Kiss will stand more of the test of time than Godzilla will. So
Kiss just played their supposed final show ever at Madison Square Garden last night.
yeah.
Supposed.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. We got a House of the Dragon season 2 trailer. Did you watch that one?
Ooh, I did, and it brought back. Well, I know how much you love the hot D. It just and the feet, obviously. Thankfully, this trailer contained no, no
No
feet
truth.
stuff, no pedicures, anything
No
like that.
truth.
But it did remind me of how much I hate Allison. Like I totally had forgot about her,
Yeah.
and watching the trailer, it was a nice little teaser trailer. Didn't really show you anything too crazy, but I'm just like, wow, she's the worst.
It is. And this is gonna have dragon versus dragon fights, which should be
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um, and still we won't get the Winds of Winter book released at all. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm ever going to get to read that book
Hmm.
in my lifetime.
Didn't House of Dragons avoid the strike because they
Yes.
had a lot of their stuff shot beforehand?
Well, that and they were over in England, and that's a whole different guild over there. So they
Yeah.
weren't part of the SAG after stuff. So
Hmm.
they were told not to strike, and that
Hmm.
if they went on strike to like stand in unison with the people over here, they were all going to get fired.
Yeah.
So like they gave no shits over there.
Yeah. Well, that's
Uh,
good because we need stuff. You know what I'm saying? We need as content creators, we need stuff like that.
well, now it's like we're getting an overload of stuff, which is wonderful.
Oh yeah, expect that. Like I'm the next thing that's on my list. You were talking about yours, Cobra Kai this month, January 1st. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the final finale. So I got to go back and do my rewatch and
I don't
lead
know.
up until then.
I don't know if I can rewatch all that. Don't tell me that because then I'm gonna get away from like catching up on
Yeah.
shows I need to watch.
And then also the spinoff with I guess they're combining the two Karate Kid universes with Daniel's son and Mr. Han.
Yep, Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are both going to be in the next Karate Kid movie.
Hmm.
I hope they bring Johnny Lawrence in somehow because I
I'm
really like him way more than Macchio.
yeah, I'm still waiting for what's her name that was in the next Karate Kid.
Hilary Swank.
Yeah, I'm waiting for when. I mean, are they even going to mention her, or
I
like she's got? They've been bringing back everybody else. They might as well.
I guess it would be neat to see her pop up in this next season of Cobra Kai, maybe
Mm-hmm.
as a little
Possibly.
quick cameo, like the way they did with Allie.
Yeah, and the way they did with uh the bully from the third one. Dang, I cannot think of
Oh
his name.
shit, he was on a soap opera I watched when I was younger.
Barnes, Mike
Mike
Barnes.
Barnes.
Yeah. So
Um, Charles said he met Johnny Whitaker from Sigmund the Friendly Sea Monster this past weekend in Phoenixville. Oh, nice. That's pretty close.
okay.
We got a teaser trailer for The Boys.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
You're caught up, right?
I was very slow to start on Gen V. I waited for it all to come out, and Jack gave me shit every week because he's like, "I want to talk about it." And I'm like, "I didn't watch it yet." And he's like, "Yeah, well, the finale just aired." I'm like, "I'm catching up," and I blew through it all in a day and a half. So good.
So you blew through 3 seasons in a day and a half.
No,
Oh,
just Gen V.
Gen
I've
V.
been
Okay.
caught up on The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been talking about The Boys all along.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
The show is great, and apparently there's going to be double the shock scenes in this Boys season than in the last.
As if they need any excuse to ramp it up, like they haven't already been doing that.
I mean,
what else can they do? Like,
look, I like the fact that they're not holding back.
Yeah. What else can they do? We've seen, body parts blown off left and right, and it's just like, yeah. But I'm excited for it. Anthony Starr is amazing as Homelander, and I'm just gonna put this out there. This is just, and if it happens, you could say, "Oh, Dom said it first." I think Ryan is gonna kill Homelander,
Ryan,
his son, because
oh,
being the first natural born superhero, he might be like OP strong.
right.
So I think that's how they're gonna end it. I don't know if they're gonna end this season, but I'm calling that now. So
from what I was reading, Gen V leads into this.
Mhm.
This leads into the next season of Gen V, which will then lead into another season of The Boys. But I don't know if they got picked up for season 5 or not yet.
Okay, and
I
Gen
can't
V
see
was
how
amazing.
they won't. The storytelling's really good. And I mean the special effects are great. Marvel, please take note.
Yeah.
How great special effects are for superheroes. Another trailer they released, Fallout. Did you watch that Fallout trailer, dude?
I did not a big fan of that, but I hear it looks pretty good. So
it looks true to the game. Walton Goggins is in it as a ghoul. It just looked like I played the games. I played the last one about halfway through, and once I saw the twist, I was like, all right, I'm done with this game, and I never finished it. But I played like New Vegas and the original, and they're so good. And the stories, the side quests, like Spider-Man, like how you go on one side quest and then you could just like forget about the main storyline for a while and just do this whole side quest. Fallout's kind of like that.
Yeah.
This trailer looked great. It looked like it was like true to the video game.
Nice. Which is risky because video game adaptations can kind of be hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? Like the last good one was Super Mario. That was really, really good.
I heard that was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, so another one. You got another check to the.
Hey, Five Nights at Freddy wasn't that bad either, from what I.
Oh, that was I didn't get to see that one, but I heard it. But people from the lore said it was pretty well done. So
my oldest son is a huge fan of that, and he doesn't even ever post on Facebook. And I saw him slapping back at people that were shitting on the movie in posts. He said it was good. We got a season 2 first look at Halo, the series. Nah, for me.
Were you a big Halo fan? No.
I actually I suck at the game, so therefore I hate the game.
Yeah, the game was legendary, but obviously when you switch over to PlayStation, you're just like you don't get those anymore. So
no, and the first season was kind of like from what I was reading, it was kind of like
yeah. So not high on your priority list.
Not even close. What is high on my priorities was we got a Star Trek Discovery teaser.
Oh, I know how much you love. Yeah,
this is the 5th and final season of Discovery. I don't know what they're doing for Star Trek after this. I mean, they have the Lower Decks cartoons. Picard's over and done with. That's not coming back. Strange New Worlds is the only other one they have out there that's another sensational show. But April 2024 is going to be the final season of Star Trek Discovery. Halo is coming February 8th. Fallout is coming April 12th. April's a big month for shows.
No, things are coming. Things are back, baby.
The Boys is
Yeah.
coming sometime in 2024, and House of the Dragon is in summer of 2024. It looks like August for that.
Mm-hmm.
And the last trailer that they released, that I actually watched this trailer, and I did not see the first movie, was Furiosa.
Oh, the Mad Max one.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming May 24th, 2024.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Did you watch the one before this?
I saw it. Not the hugest Mad Max fan, but yeah, this was solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see, you know, what it looks like. It should be pretty dope.
I mean, I watched the original, obviously, because I'm old as hell. I watched the original Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched it on Laserdisc.
Oh, wow.
I watched it on a Laserdisc.
Yeah, that's you're showing your age here.
A little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, now that the strike is over, we should be getting an abundance of things. One of the things I'm excited about, which you guys have been on a little layover for here, man. I'm excited about the Avatar: Last Airbender Netflix series, the live action. I know you haven't seen it, and I've been telling you to put that on your list.
It's not in my wheel. My son loves it. Both of them.
I'm gonna tell you this: watch the first season before it comes out, obviously, because like it is one of the best shows that you can watch. I actually just got done rewatching the entire series not too long ago. It's very rewatchable, but the trailer itself, obviously, that shit product that M. Night Shyamalan put out, you know what I'm saying? Us Atla fans have been, but this is what we've been clamoring for. Like, it has everything. And even the original voice actors, I've been watching their reactions to it, and some of them get like really emotional about how good it looks.
Oh, yeah?
It looks really, really good. Like, I recommend it, man. Like, definitely watch the first season, and it could be a little kiddie, but then you got to put this on your list, man. It comes out in February, so
I will put it on my actual real list.
Mm-hmm.
Charles,
you see that smirk? I don't believe you.
No, I will.
He's just like, yeah.
Charles said he watched the first 2 Doctor Who specials for the 60th anniversary. Come back next week and ask Jack about that. Jack watches Doctor Who stuff. I haven't watched Doctor Who since Tom Baker was Doctor Who in the 80s. Jack will definitely talk some stuff on that.
Mm-hmm.
Before I jump into the Marvel stuff, which is the last bit of crap that I have for tonight, what do you think of the Dave Filoni promotion in Star Wars?
I am not a huge Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but not as much as you guys. So this is coming from a casual fan standpoint. I'm just in the boat of, I personally like my Star Wars. Like, I know you guys have loved the Andors and stuff like that. My Star Wars just needs Jedi in it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like
fair.
For me, that is what moves me in the Star Wars universe. But yeah, I mean, I don't, from what he's done so far, from a casual fan standpoint, I think it's fine going forward.
Jack sent me a text the other day that basically said, Dave Filoni said anyone can be a Jedi now. That's just awesome. And that was dripping with sarcasm. So I can't wait to pick his brain about that next week.
Yeah, because he's directed The Mandalorian, correct?
He's had something to do with The Mandalorian. He oversaw the Clone Wars with George Lucas, the cartoon, and then Rebels was his, and then Ahsoka was his.
Yeah, that's a good catalog, if you ask me. Like,
look, he's got great ideas. I think and Jack and I went over this. The execution in Ahsoka wasn't there. There was too much long, drawn out nothing. When there should have been more action. I mean, you're in the era where there's still like, use the lightsabers more. Like, please.
Yeah.
Like, I'll lend you mine.
Yeah.
I got one.
Oh, you still got to make that video too, by the way.
Which one?
The one where you do where you're swapping out the Kyber crystals?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I
So
still have to post. I still have to post uh my time lapse building the Venator because now I have the Avengers Tower sitting downstairs
yeah.
that I
Oh,
haven't even
nice.
started putting together yet. Comes with 31 figures, dude.
Nice. That should be nice. But
Yeah.
so what do you think about the Dave Filoni? Are you on
I
board with it?
I personally think it's a great move. I think that Kathleen Kennedy's on her way out.
Hmm.
Because there was a bunch of different promotions that I don't have in front of me that they did, and each they promoted 3 different people, and each one of those people took one of the jobs that she was doing. So,
Hmm.
and I believe her contract's up soon. I'm ready to be done with her because she oversaw the last trilogy, which was an absolute debacle. Like if people are happy with it and people enjoyed those movies, that's good.
Hmm.
But to me, and again, we've talked about these 3 movies over and over again, and not to rehash it all, but they just ruined some of the characters
Yeah,
that
I
I
can see
grew up
that.
loving. They totally ruined Luke Skywalker to me.
Yeah, I think it gets. I think the last three get a lot of hate, get a lot of unnecessary hate. Were they perfect? No, but they had just such great moments in it, like and things that we have never seen before. Like from this is what I want to see from my Star Wars going forward. Things that we have not seen, like when in the last three where Kylo Ren stopped the blaster. You know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
was dope. We've never seen that done before. You know
Not
what I'm
in a
saying?
movie,
And
no.
yeah, not in the movie. And you know what I'm saying? And Obi-Wan, where we got to see Vader stop the ship from taking off. We've never seen that in a movie live action. We've only seen that in the video games.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like what I want from Star Wars going forward, just give us stuff that we haven't seen before. Like, give us some new inventive ways to, lightsaber duels, you know what I'm saying, conflict, stuff like that. And I think the fans, even though Star Wars fans are some of the worst fans out there,
It can
because
be so
they
toxic.
do get really good product, you know what I'm saying? But then they get decent product, but they just hate it for no reason. Like another thing with the last movie with Kylo and Ray swapping the saber, that was dope. I've never seen that done before.
I enjoyed a lot of their interaction.
Yeah.
The plot of the movies were a little weak.
Hmm.
And again, the way they twisted Mark Hamill's character, and even
That
didn't like
yeah,
it.
that was done poorly. I could agree with
But
that. Like that was a bad way to send out such
that
a synonymous character with
exactly
Star Wars. That was
that
such
was
a bad way.
that was 3 movies that had no cohesion to them.
Hmm.
That this guy JJ made a movie and set a bunch of stuff up. Ryan Johnson came in and said, "You know what? I'm not going to bother with any of that. I'm going to do my own movie." Okay, cool. Then the guy that was going to do the 3rd movie had what he wanted, and Lucasfilm was like, "Nah, we're good. You ain't doing that. Let's bring JJ back to completely do a whole bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense because it doesn't carry over from any movie."
Yeah,
That's where they lost
yeah.
me with
That
that.
that seems to be the problem with a lot of these big businesses, these corporations like that, which is a good segue for the Marvel because they do the same shit. Like it's like, where's the plan? Where's the old school feel of we're gonna sit here and we're gonna storyboard this. We start here and we want to end here, and we're gonna fill in the blanks. And but then they're bringing in all these different directors with all these different visions, and how much stuff gets left on the cutting room floor. And it's just like, and then it makes me question, what could we have seen that, you know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
what? Yeah.
that's a good question. You had 10 years. Was it 10 years from Avengers to Endgame? Or was it longer? Was it 20?
I believe it's 11.
11.
It was
Okay.
11 years.
So,
2008 is when Iron Man dropped, and
right.
2019 is when Endgame dropped. So
Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
So you introduce these characters and give them these amazing backstories, and you get to know these characters.
Hmm.
And then after Endgame, it was like, all right, well, we're just going to start throwing characters at you without giving you any backstory on them.
Hmm.
I didn't hate Captain Marvel, the movie. I like Brie Larson. I loved the Marvels.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Marvels. Now, Bob Iger says that the reason the Marvels tanked at the box office is because there weren't enough executives on set. How
Hmm.
the hell does that even make sense?
Yeah. It
How is
just
that going to help?
who's in charge of this? Like, because
Right.
like it just there's first of all, they either suffer from too many hands in the pot or
Right.
not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is Marvel needs to find its it's balance again because it's giving us sour products. Like this is like for the most part the biggest chink in the armor that we've seen. Now, like people like phase one, phase one, two, and three, they were bad movies in between there. Iron Man. I mean, I'm Thor 2 was
Thor 2 was
bad. You know what I'm
awful.
saying? They were bad movies, sprinkled throughout. Iron Man 3, some people think is okay. Me personally, I think it ages better as I watch it. Iron Man 2 kind of stunk, but it's like it was part of a plan, and this is what Disney is kind of missing. It just seems like whether it's Star Wars or whether it's Marvel or
Yep.
even DC, it just seems like they're just missing a plan, and it's really affecting the brand.
So Iron Man 1 and 2 were pre-Disney owning Marvel.
Yep, I remember.
And you can tell because in Iron Man 2, Tony Stark was drunk, he's pissing in the Iron Man suit, and then Disney got it and like he's not drinking any more alcohol ever again.
Well, yeah. Also, Favreau came out and said they pushed that out early. He wanted another year to work on that, but
Right.
because of their plan, they had to put that out at a certain time.
And
So,
that's fine. That change to Tony Stark was great. I'm okay with all that. There's no build to any of these other characters.
No.
Like Captain Marvel got build, but then when they threw her in Endgame, that character in Endgame, that was filmed before Captain Marvel the movie was filmed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing almost like 3 different versions of that character because Brie never had a chance to actually feel that character until the Marvels.
Well, this is the thing though. But then they did the same thing with Black Panther. Why did that work out? Because if you remember, Chadwick Boseman was on set shooting Avengers Endgame, and he didn't know. Some people didn't even know he was Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? But that
it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah,
it oddly worked for him. It didn't so much work for her, but Bob Iger said that the lack of executive supervision on the set due to the COVID-19 pandemic during the filming of the Marvels was the primary reason for its underperformance, not because of the 2023 strikes.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that.
But a lot of that movie got left on the cutting room floor too. So it's like, and then you saw the movie, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it for what it was worth. One of the rare movies that you and Jack actually agree with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
Me, I'm gonna play Jack on this. I'm gonna play Jack on this one. I hated that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave it about a 5, but it's just like it was short. It felt like it could have used about 30 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? To flesh out some of the things. Because like I had told you when we spoke on it, I felt like that movie was missing a setup movie because they would go back and talk about Carol the Annihilator, but that seemed like it was more of an interesting story than what we got.
Yes. Yeah. No, that I agree with. And the other thing that they're doing that's really, really hard to sell to people is you have no idea who Miss Marvel is unless you watch the TV show. So you don't know who her parents, or her brother is. And all of those people are amazing characters in their own and stole the movie.
Yep. Every scene that they were in.
You don't know who they are if you didn't watch the TV show.
Yeah.
Now, this was supposed to come out before Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And this makes Secret Wars an absolutely pointless TV show, which it should be anyway, because it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just some of that you could blame on COVID. Some of it you could blame on rewrites. Sure. Some of it you could blame on the switching of directors, stuff like that. That all plays a factor. But it's just like, get your shit together already. Like, I understand we went through a pandemic, unprecedented time, but it's like you got to be able to adapt. But I'm confident going forward with all the movies being pulled that the only Marvel movie we're getting this year is Deadpool. Next year, I should say, is Deadpool. I'm confident that maybe they'll take the time to just get it right because, like, whether it's like we talked about before, we've had good movies in Phase 4, No Way Home, Shang-Chi. I like Wakanda Forever.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I like Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy, but we've had too many duds, whether it's, Secret Invasion, The Marvels, Eternals is terrible. Like, even the Black Widow movie was decent, but I felt like it was too late. She had already died. You should have gave this to us in Phase 3. Yeah, you should have given us this movie after Civil War.
Yep.
And I mean, one more thing on the Marvels, like I said, and then we'll move off that topic. Is I do feel like the Marvels would have been better as a TV show.
That I think Jack said the same thing, and it could have worked better as a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have. It definitely could have been better as a TV
Yeah,
show. That's one of the few things that would have worked better as a TV
yeah,
show.
because the TV shows give you time to flesh out these characters, which is what Captain Marvel needs.
Yes.
Since her appearance, she has been thrust upon us. Her power scaling, like we talked about, is way off. You know what I'm saying? We don't. She's 1 minute she's going toe to toe with Thanos. The
Yep.
next minute she's struggling. You know what I'm saying? So what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want to say the Bangle was the reason that she couldn't go all out? But you got to explain that. You got to you have to mention that. But it's just
I
being
mean,
thrown at us.
at the same time, Thor's had that same problem where
Plot powers.
1 minute Thor's like the most powerful thing in the world, then the next minute it's like, all right, well, no. And I get the you're not worthy thing, but are you going to tell me that, excuse me, in Endgame, he couldn't just give the power of Thor to everyone and beat Thanos that they showed that he had in the last movie that
Age of
just suddenly
Ultron.
materialized?
Yeah, he's got plot powers.
I hate plot powers.
Yeah. So
You mentioned director changes, so that'll lead me into the Kang Dynasty got a director change, got a whole change.
mhm.
Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton was supposed to direct the Kang Dynasty. He's out,
to
and
to
Michael
focus on Shang-Chi
Waldron,
too.
right, and that's
Yeah.
great.
Mhm.
Michael Waldron, who created Loki, is stepping in to write it. He's going to replace the previous writer, Jeff Loveness, who wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I think that's a good move
Yeah.
because Ant-Man and the
I think
Wasp:
that's a win.
Quantumania was not written well.
Yeah. I think that's a win. Especially if you continue the hype off of how good Loki was. This guy has built equity. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of us like Loki, some of us don't. You know what I'm saying? I do think it's one of the best, you know what I'm saying? Like when we do our ranking, we'll talk about that more.
Yes.
But he's built equity with me where I can trust it. Now, I was nervous when they were like Sam Raimi was getting thrown out there because I was just like, the last time we saw him was your favorite movie, by the way, the multiverse of mediocrity.
Deadline's adding that Waldron will be writing the screenplay for Avengers: Secret Wars, stating that Waldron had already been set to write the installment that would follow Kang Dynasty and will now write both films. I'm
Mhm.
okay with that.
Same.
I personally think,
Sub Grunt.
hey Grunt, thanks for dropping by. I personally think Jonathan Majors thing is going to go away and he's going to be fine. That's why they haven't moved on from him because they know, look, Disney's big and powerful. If they knew something, they would make a move. And
Yeah.
they haven't made a move. I think they're pretty sure that this is all going to go in his favor and
Yeah.
everything's going to move forward amicably.
Yeah, I agree. It was the same thing with the Johnny Depp stuff. You knew that they kind of,
Yes.
we're gonna go forward with it and stuff like that. I'm cool with that because Jonathan Majors is killed in everything he's been in. You know what I'm
He
saying?
has.
Creed 3 sucked, but he was one of the best parts of that movie.
He absolutely was.
He's killing it as Kang. You know what I'm saying? The way he's able to, he's got range. You know what I'm saying? The
Range
way
is
he's a,
great
and
word.
he's a very good actor. And I'm glad they're going forward with it. But I need cohesion. You need a cohesive story for these movies that you're trying to combine. So to be able to have the same director work on stuff like the Russos did with
Yep.
Infinity War
Yep.
and Endgame, at least it's not going to be multiple hands in the pot.
Right.
And it's going to be the story that this director wants to tell. Marvel needs to do the same thing that they did with Loki season 2. Because we had talked about that. They did no rewrites at all, no reshoots or anything.
Nope.
They need to present it, have a showrunner run it through. This is what we're gonna do. Let's do it.
I totally agree with that.
Yep.
The last the two things I have, one of these is actually really, really good news.
Mhm.
A lot of rumors coming out about Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Iron Man. Tons and tons of rumors. Kevin Feige came out and said, we gave him his moment. We built to that moment for 10 years. We're not going to cheapen that moment
Mhm.
and bring him back.
Until
Now,
he shows up as he's supposed to say that though.
look, it gives me confidence. I'm hoping that he holds true to this. I don't want to see Robert Downey Jr. as a variant. I don't want to see him from another universe. I want to see him dead in every universe that they visit.
Mhm.
Because
So would you be okay if somebody else showed up as Tony Stark?
if
Like,
if
for
they do
example, Tom Cruise.
if they do the Tom Cruise's Tony Stark thing, yes, because that's
Mhm.
not Robert Downey Jr. That's not
Yeah.
our Iron
Or
Man.
Iron Man. Mhm.
That's the Iron Man that was supposed to be in the 90s.
Mhm.
And that's okay because it's not Robert Downey Jr. If
Yeah.
you want to give me now, you can kind of cheese around that and give me flashbacks with Robert Downey Jr. pre-snap. I'm okay with that
Mhm.
as long as it fits into the story.
Mhm.
But I don't want anything post-snap with Tony Stark in it at all whatsoever.
Or Chris Evans.
No, I really don't even want an explanation on how he ended up with Peggy. No, I want that to just be done.
Yeah.
Again, give me flashbacks with them in it. And your time is, better do it fast because they're getting old.
Yeah. What would be hilarious is if he did come as a variant of Johnny Storm.
Now that
Bring back those old Fantastic Four movies. That'd be hilarious.
that
And
would
I'd accept that, and people would too.
that would be fabulous. I would love
Yeah.
that. The
But
last
but but the
Go ahead,
problem is, like, I'm with I wholeheartedly understand what you're talking about. A lot of fans feel that way. Um his story was just too complete, and it would ruin it with, what I'm saying, to bring him back. And I don't know if one of your stories is the same thing with Tom Holland and stuff like that too. Like, he's now in talks of, he doesn't know if he's going to come back. It has to make sense. That's what it has to do. There's so many characters in the superhero world. I'm saying, me, you, Jack, love our superhero stuff. There
Mhm.
are so many characters that you can go to. You don't have to keep rehashing the same ones
Yeah.
just to get people, just to get asses in seats. You just have to tell good stories.
Yep.
And you don't need Iron Man to do that anymore. You know what I'm
No,
saying? You don't need Captain America to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? You have legit stories that you could push forward if you just make it better.
they had Iron Man run through all the MCU for 10 years. They had his story running in the background. They don't
Yeah.
have anything like that right now.
Yep.
Tom Holland coming back as Spider-Man, if they play off of what happened at the end of No Way Home, is a story worth telling.
Yep.
Because there's at least one or two people that I believe what I was reading is, I think the Hulk and Wong probably still know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a story I want to see. I want to see. I
Thor.
want to
I
see
would think Thor too. I would think Thor as well, because he's
Or
off world.
probably, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna see that story of of him getting them back, and then you can close him out with him ending up with MJ. Now move me on, give me Miles in the movies now.
Yeah.
Like, add Miles as a subplot to that with him Peter remembering and finding everything out, and, like, Peter getting his life and his friends back, and then handing it off to Miles.
Yeah.
Like kind of they did in a video game, but I don't know how the video game ends, so don't say anything.
Yeah. Well, that could be what they're setting up with Secret Wars, when all the worlds come
Could be.
together and
Yeah.
everybody's in one universe. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. You know what I'm
If they
saying?
want to.
And it just comes down to, like I said, they just have to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time too, I mean, I understand us as Marvel fans have been getting, have been frustrated, but we have to also understand that they're trying to make it make sense for this universe that they've already set up.
Right.
Like, I get it, people want it to be like the comics, but it has to make sense for this story that they're telling.
Uh-huh. I totally agree. And I'm gonna use what Charles just posted as our last thing instead of what else I had because it was
Mhm.
longer. Charles is asking you if you're excited for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I saw the trailer. Anything with Paul Rudd in there is Paul Rudd is a national treasure and should be protected at all costs. But it looks solid. It
Are you
actually
a Ghostbusters fan?
no, I'm not. But I've watched them,
Mhm.
but haven't watched them in years. But haven't seen the last ones. But anything that Paul Rudd is in, and the trailer actually looked really good. Like, we're getting some good stuff. You know what movie I'm actually really excited to see? That Argyle movie. Have you seen that trailer?
No.
With Justin Hammer himself.
Oh.
And it's got John Cena in there.
Oh, no shit.
And it's basically a movie about this writer. It's got Bryce Dallas Harper in there as
Oh,
well.
wow.
It actually looks really good. I tell you, watch that trailer when you get done. Sam Rockwell,
Okay.
John Cena,
Sam
Samuel
Rockwell.
L. Jackson as well. You know what I'm saying? That looks really good. But the Ghostbusters trailer looks solid. I might have to start getting into that. So,
Oh, I wish Danny was still here. He's like the biggest Ghostbusters fan in the world.
what about you?
I'm excited for the movie. I want to see where they take the franchise. I wish they had done it earlier
Mhm.
again, but I'm excited to see where they're going to take the franchise and hopefully they can build on something. Paul Rudd's never going to age, so I mean, you can keep casting him in stuff forever at that age.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
Um,
be Ant-Man forever.
I, are you're not? Are you a You're not a wrestling guy, right? Or are you?
Not as much as I used to be.
Okay.
No, but I but
Um,
I but I do know who came back and made a.
yeah. Just before we go, what do you think? What do you think? Any thoughts?
And then I mean, doesn't this always happen to wrestling? I mean, don't they always come back? But I mean, he's such an icon. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time that I was actually into wrestling like that, he was one of the prominent faces of it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
So,
was 10 years
what?
ago.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead and tell them who came back for those that don't know.
If you weren't watching, Phil Brooks came back. I hate
Yeah.
him. CM Punk returned to wrestling last weekend at Survivor Series along with Randy Orton, who I do really really like.
Me too.
Um, I have I have tickets in hand, well in email for WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia,
Mhm.
night two. As soon as I pay my friend Matt off, that was $1,000. Yeah, at the link. Hopefully get tickets for night one. And I would love to go to the Raw after SmackDown. If you have a hookup with tickets, please let me know. Or the Raw after WrestleMania. But thank you for coming on and bullshitting stuff with me.
Not a problem at all. My
Uh,
pleasure.
Want to tell everybody where they can find you and all your fun stuff?
Yeah, you could basically find me on YouTube. I'm a fellow content creator like Jack and Frank at the Ace Avenue. That's DAACE Avenue. What do I do there? Sports and movies. Mostly cover my New York Yankees, my New York Giants as well. Make content for them. Do a lot of live play-by-play as well. And I also do movies. Love my movies. You know what I'm saying? Reactions, reviews, and yeah, all that stuff, and rankings as well. You know what I'm saying? I plan on having Frank on the channel very, very soon. As soon as he's starts watching all the, rewatching all the Marvel series. I love doing my rankings. But yeah, you can find me at the Ace Avenue. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Geek Spot.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes. You find us on our podcast everywhere. Our YouTube channel has a video or two up already because Jack couldn't get the YouTube video to work while I was in Disney, and I forgot to actually turn the YouTube channel on last week when I did this show with Jack. Keep an eye out on our channel for some more videos. And, again, thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you to all the people that Don brought over and all the regular people like Charles that come out and see us every week. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.